Preservation, just like history, is this beautiful, complicated mess, but it's a fun mess to untangle. I'm Monica Rhodes, the Adele Chatfield-Taylor Rome Prize winner. I'm proposing to do a series of conversations with heritage professionals in Italy to learn a bit more about the work that they do and the how that they've been able to engage people in these very important discussions. What is our past? And more importantly, what does our shared future look like? What we have in the U.S. typically are these historic sites that oftentimes have a red velvet rope that you can't cross over, that you can't touch. And so in a lot of ways, that means history becomes this distant thing that you're not supposed to interact with. And so the way that I've reframed the discussion in my practice is to get people to connect to these places in a different type of way. And one of those ways is to get them involved in the act of preserving. One of the projects that I like to reference is one that happened in Paterson, New Jersey. It was focused in on a Negro League baseball stadium that had been abandoned for 20 years. And what was important about this one is the city didn't think that many people cared about it because it had graffiti on it and had been closed up. But one of the things that we found when we did this project is when given the opportunity, young people wanted to show up and contribute in a positive way, but they had never been asked to do it. So when I came into town with my team, we figured out a way to get the community involved. And that resulted in 700 young people painting a stadium in one day, which eventually led to the boundary of a national park to now include that stadium, which then eventually led to the city investing $300,000 of their own money into starting the restoration process, which eventually led to a developer identifying $100 million to be able to restore this stadium for the future. This was a shared, collective event. I believe it made the community closer. It made people think about these places in a different type of way beyond saying, I just visited that place and that place was nice. Now they get to say, I was a part of the legacy and the reason why that building is standing there today. We're the reason why we're having deeper conversations about who we are through the places that we decided to preserve.